Everybody loved her. Very, very outgoing. She loved her horses, her animals.
And even more, 40-year-old Sheila Eisler loved her daughters and her husband, Jeremy.
If somebody needed something, Sheila was there. She would take abandoned animals and make them better, and always helping somebody all the time.
But now, Sheila's mother-in-law, Marcia Maschke, is the one looking for help, searching since a cold February afternoon in 2017.
Jeremy did call, and he said, "Mom, I lost Sheila. I was on the second floor and ran out and took off." To this day, I was like, I can't believe she's gone.
Sheila died in a crash at Dunn and Maxwell Roads in Huron County. Police say the other driver was speeding up to 90 miles per hour, blowing past the stop sign and into Sheila.
Her truck was in pieces. The motor was in one spot, and the back end was in another spot. And we never did get to see her. I don't think we did want to see her either.
But there is something Marcia's family desperately wanted to see and hasn't to this day. The jewelry she wore, her wedding ring, and a motherhood ring.
What would this bring you if you found out what happened to her stuff?
But all in all, there's honest people. And to have part of Sheila back.
And to do that, it means finding out what happened to Sheila after the crash. The first on scene, the Huron County Sheriff's Department.
I really do feel bad for the family. Very sorry that it had to happen at all. It didn't have to happen, but unfortunately it did.
Sheriff Kelly Hansen says as much as he'd like to help Sheila's family, he says deputies wouldn't have removed her jewelry.
We haven't inventoried the victim's body by looking for valuables. The pathologist would want the body to show up the way that was found.
Because in a crash this horrific, an autopsy needs to be performed. But before that, Sheila was taken to Ann Arbor's Gift of Life. She was an organ donor. I talked with a spokeswoman for the Gift of Life in Ann Arbor over the phone. Now, she tells me that they do have documentation that Sheila had her rings on when she came to Gift of Life and when she left and came here to Lapeer for her autopsy.
As hard as we try, as hard as other institutions try to hang on to everything that's of value to folks, every once in a while something gets lost.
Russell Bush is the Huron County medical examiner. He says they wouldn't have removed any jewelry unless it was in the way of procedure.
We do have a picture that it shows it's in place at the time of autopsy. If we had taken anything off, it would have been put in the body bag with the decedent's body.
Okay.
So it would have still gone to the funeral home afterwards.
But there is a silver lining. Medical examiner Bush tells me his office is working to make sure this never happens again.
If it's not a criminal case where the jewelry is part of the evidence, what we try to do now is remove the jewelry and give it to a family member.
Is there a reason that, like, there wasn't a policy like this beforehand? Do you know?
No.
I talked with the funeral director over the phone. He wouldn't tell me the name of the body removal service or the crematorium that Sheila was sent to. So at this point, we may never know what truly happened to Sheila Eisler's wedding ring. Reporting in studio, Scott Walczek, WNEM, TV5.